Hello, everyone. Good evening, darlings. I am the Caked Crusader, and welcome back to more Slay the Princess. This is a horror game, and it is a visual novel, and it's also a dating sim because we love a game that can multitask. We found out on our last playthrough the other day that this game is set up in the kind of like idea of cycles that you play through. So far, what we've seen, I think we're on like 3 cycles through now, is that the sort of vibe seems to be that we have each cycle is made up of 2 chapters. The first chapter just kind of like sets up how the rest of that cycle is gonna go, where you start in like what we can say is objective reality, joined by 2 voices in your head, the narrator and then the voice of the hero. And then depending on the way in which we interact with the princess and the narrator and the actions that we take either for or against the princess or the narrator, that sets up the stage for chapter 2, which is where we deal with the consequences of the choices that we made in chapter 1. And then there's like an in-between thing where we see the princess for what she really is, which is like this extra dimensional hand entity. Oh, that's new and awful. Wonderful. Great. Good and also great. That didn't happen last time because I had just started the game. So let's go ahead and look. Oh no. There it is. Oh my god. I was going to say I know for a fact that I saved. So, okay. We died. Which happens at the end of every cycle, so that's okay. All right.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Yay!
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Well, we've already done this a couple of times. I think that we've already said a lot of this, as far as kind of like asking about alternative, like trying to talk our way out of this. I think that we've gone through most of those dialogue trees for this initial time here. So I'm gonna say this one because it's fun. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolucion.
That's the spirit.
Yay! Maybe I did say that and I don't remember, but whatever, it's fine.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
So we've already seen all of this like 4 or 5 times before. I do kind of wonder if at some point it starts to do with like...
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Okay.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay. I can't remember. I don't think I took... No, I definitely took the blade last time because I killed her. So I think that this time I'm just gonna go through and not take the blade. I think I've done that once before, but I can't remember, honestly. I'm just gonna enter the basement without... I think I did it in one of the chapter 2
The door
versions.
to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
I wonder if it's still that same, like, catty...
Hello?
Oh,
Is someone there?
that's new.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
It's really fun hearing, like, the different iterations of the different voices in your head that you hear based on, like, how the chapter 1 resolves itself, like, what additional voice you hear that follows you into chapter 2. So far we've had, in the first cycle, I was just completely, like, a dick and just didn't do anything that the narrator suggested and just kind of did the opposite. So in that version's chapter 2, I got the voice of the contrarian that was just also kind of a jerk and just, like, didn't want to go along with anything. In the second cycle, she killed me, because the narrator kind of, like, took over control of my body and made me stab her, and it didn't kill her. This was after we cut her hand off, and she had no reaction to cutting her hand off, so I don't know why he thought that stabbing her was going to do anything. And so that iteration's voice was the voice of the broken, who was just like, what does it matter? She's just going to kill us. And then the third one is I actually ended up killing her, just, like, walked in without any pomp and circumstance and just stabbed her right in the chest. And so then the voice for that following chapter was the voice of the cold, which was just kind of like a very, like, emotionless, like, nah, who cares? Hi, just checking in on you. I'm here to save you. Lie, I'm here to save you. Hey, I think I'm here to slay you. I'm here to save you. Lie, I think I'm here to save you. Sorry, my brain just had a brain fart. I think I'm here to slay you or continue down the stairs. My brain can't differentiate if I'm saying save or slay on each of those, so who knows? I mean, I'm gonna be honest, because I do want to save her.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally
Listen,
sinks in?
I've done this like 8 times at this point.
You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
I'm really curious to see
Come downstairs.
her character
see the face
design.
of my rescuer.
Oh, also, if you haven't watched the last stream or episode that I did, either on here or over on YouTube, because I'm gonna start doing full playthroughs of games like this up on my YouTube channel. So if you haven't watched those yet, you haven't seen, like, the player character yet, but we are some kind of, like, interesting, like, bestial humanoid kind of thing. Like I immediately wanted to say Dragonborn just because I have D&D brain rot, but, like, we look like it has, like, looks like scales and, like, these, like, really big, like, clawed hands, maybe some, like, feathers or fur or something too. So I don't know if she's gonna react to that.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
And it's also really interesting seeing how the art style changes. Like, it always stays this, like, kind of sketch, black and white artistic style, but in between each of the playthroughs, like, the way that the princess is illustrated is done differently, which is also dependent on what you do to her during chapter 1.
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
No, I will not stay focused.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever.
It is interesting that she has, and I'm sure that this will get resolved at some point, but it is interesting that she's never remarked on, like, because she looks to be just human, and she's never remarked on my appearance, so I don't know what that's
something to do
about.
With these chains.
Oh yeah, I got my big, strong,
Don't do it. If she gets
big,
out of those
strong
chains,
alligator
we're
man
one
muscles.
step closer to the end.
Well, you know what? Shush it. Hold on, let's talk a bit first. I'll see what I can do. Examine the chains. I just want to do, like, especially with her having this kind of, like, oh, are you here? Because the last 2 times that we've came down during chapter 1, she's kind of had this, like, very cold, very, like, mean demeanor. And now this time she just seems, like, really scared and, like, sad.
You're only making this more difficult.
Shut up!
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
You're making a huge mistake.
No, you're doing the right thing.
Thank you, voice of affirmation in my head.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Okay, I think this happened in a different
I'm guessing
iteration.
you don't have the key?
And that was like another thing, is I wanted to look for the key upstairs,
Maybe
and we
it's
weren't
somewhere
able
upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
to. So when this happened, because we tried to do this with, like, I think it was the second cycle through, where she had like a very different demeanor, and we had brought the dagger with us. And when we tried to go upstairs, the narrator somehow closed the door on us and wouldn't let us upstairs. If there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? So the last time, I had the dagger with me, and she was just like, just cut my friggin' hand off. Like, I don't care, just do it. And we ended up doing that.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
Oh, she's cute! I mean, she's been very cute, but...
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
No, ma'am, we're not doing that again.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Hey, let me out of here. Try the door. Return to the bottom of the stairs. I think the last time I tried the door and it just made the narrator angrier, so I think I'm just gonna go back down to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would
Shut
have
up.
been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
Well, this would be easier if you weren't telling me to kill
Easier
a person
for whom?
with, like, no context as to why. You just keep saying, like, oh, she's gonna end the world, but, like, and, like, I guess technically the world does kind of end on each cycle, but you're not doing a very good job of explaining
Easier
yourself.
for everyone.
Sir,
Look at the mess you're in.
look at the mess you're in. You caused it.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yeah, well,
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
oh, don't freak out. Please don't freak out.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
That's interesting.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
What? That was not what I was expecting.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
Is it the dagger?
It's the
Yep.
blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's not let her, like, gnaw her way, like,
You won't like what happens if
through
you
her
do that.
arm. Save the princess!
Fine.
I'm not gonna let her just, like, corn on the cob her way out of this shackle.
Against your better judgment,
We've already
you place
seen
the
this-
blade
this
against the
illustration.
ragged,
Oh,
self-inflicted
she
wound
has
on the
blood around
princess's
her
arm,
mouth.
just above the
Oh.
unyielding chain binding
Oh,
her to this
God.
place.
Never mind, she's not as cute as she was before. It's something about the eyes and just having watched her just like...
You cut into her flesh.
Icky!
The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Okay, this is similar to what we saw before, except for the blood around her mouth.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
She's tough, man.
She didn't.
And
She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
not even bothered, mate.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Okay. Approach the locked
No.
door.
We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high.
Oh, is he
You
gonna
can't
make
just
me
let
stab
escape
her
into the
again?
world. No. I can't just let her escape into the world.
I swear to goodness.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Not again.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
God, you're a real jerk and a half, Mr. Narrator.
What are you doing?
I don't want to. But there's nothing else Warn her. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, that's different. That's different.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know
Okay.
you don't have to do this, right?
Good. This is progress. This is progress.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
Hell yeah, girl.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Oh, also, I do want to say that another follow-up to, like, what happens if you actually do kill her, because we did during, I say we, I'm dragging all of you along this moral quandary with me, so I feel better about the decisions that I make. So we did stab her in the third cycle, I think it was, and actually kill her. And our reward was to be suspended in, like nothing was happening. We were just there existing for, like, time immemorium. And it, like, didn't feel like any time passed by, like, nothing happened, but we were also, like, in the cabin suspended in space. It was horrible. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
Don't tell me what to do!
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
Now, see, I'm wondering if I could have done this I could have sworn, though, that I tried to scroll down on the options and it didn't let me scroll down. So maybe I don't have to feel as bad about, because I could have sworn that, like, I tried to not do the thing and the only options that it had for me to select and move forward were just to kill the princess.
We both know this isn't you.
It's not, and I want to know why I'm a cool alligator man.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm flirting. Leave me alone. It's the first rule of flirting with a girl. You give her a knife, even if you did kind of just use the knife to try to kill her against her will and help her cut her own hand off. But still, girls love knives. I'm telling you this right now. If you're watching, Valentine's Day is coming up. You got a special femme person in your life? Or honestly, I think just any queer person. Femme or not. We like knives. Knives.
I'm
Knives.
sorry. I'll try to be quick.
Oh, is she gonna kill me now?
She plunges
Yeah.
it into your chest, tearing through flesh and
Oh.
sinew. It
No, I'm
is
sorry that you're having to do this.
But you aren't dead yet.
Now I'm really curious to see what the next iteration's gonna be.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's not your
Stay
fault.
Strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
I feel good about it.
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I feel great about it, except for all of the amount that it hurts. That part does not feel so great, but otherwise, morally, emotionally, spiritually, I feel great.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's
She
okay.
doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
She's doing all right. She's learning as she
Apparently
goes.
not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, that was awful.
With one
Aw.
last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right?
No, because we have a whole other chapter to get through.
Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over.
I keep waiting for, and I mentioned it during the last stream/episode. I really love this, like, parallax effect is really cool. There was a content warning at the top of the game that was like, oh, if you're sensitive to like motion sickness, it kind of like might make you nauseous, which I can absolutely see how that would. But I keep waiting for there to be something like hidden behind the front layer of stuff. So as you move your mouse and the camera around, like there's little like secret things that you can access, or maybe not even secret things, but like different things to like influence how the story goes.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Woo! Chapter 2, The Damsel. Alright, let's see what this is like.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Yeah, we've heard this all before. Let's just proceed to the cabin. So I want to see what the cabin looks like now.
Warning, before you go.
I know, she's gonna lie, she's gonna
If only
cheat.
you knew what
Oh!
you did to us, you villain.
Voice of the smitten, huh? This is good.
Excuse me?
Boy's gonna be down bad.
Forget he said anything. But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He is trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love.
He is the most devious bastard in New York City. Is exactly what that line read is. Oh my god, that's fantastic.
Last time? What are you talking about?
That's 100%. Oh my god, that's 100% Matt Berry. Like, that has to be the person that he had in mind when he was recording the lines for the voice of the smitten. It had to have been Matt Berry.
I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. Let's try to ignore him.
Yeah.
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Oh my god.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
Oh, that's
Don't pay their
fantastic.
bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
I really like the kind of cross conversation that all of the different voices have with each other, but then also directly with you as the player. That's really, really interesting to me. I like that a lot. All right, let's go. I wonder what the inside of the cabin's gonna look like, because it changes every time, depending on what you did before.
The interior of the cabin
Okay.
is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a
Interesting.
prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. That's because there
I
isn't.
was gonna say, is the mirror still
There's
not
a
real?
Table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
Okay, so that's also every time you come into this chapter 2 phase of the cycle, there's always a mirror on the wall. And the mirror comes up when we get into like the in between each of the cycles, when we talk to the princess as she exists as kind of like this extraplanar entity. But every single time we get into chapter 2, there's always a mirror on the wall that only you can see. The narrator can't see it, and whenever you try to interact with it, it disappears, and it's just like your hand pressed up against the wall.
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here. In which case she'd be lying to you because, again, there isn't a mirror.
I want to see how handsome I am. I think I said that one of the last times. Why would you lie
Exactly.
about that?
Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
Approach the mirror, take the blade, or enter the basement. Okay. I have a feeling that this is going to end up as kind of like a Romeo and Juliet sort of ending. I just feel that in my bone guts. So do I take the blade in that case? So we can do the very, very, very romantic and totally not over dramatic thing at all of both self-deleting at the same time. Let's take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be.
I suppose if we're
not-
to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword.
Yes.
That way she'll know we can defend her from her enemies.
Jackie Daytona, bartender and princess saver.
Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge.
I don't think it will.
There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job.
I hope it doesn't scare her. Alright, let's approach the mirror just for shits and
Walk
gigs.
up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall.
Huh.
I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Oh, I wonder if that's just supposed to be a tapestry. Okay.
It was there a second ago.
It was
But
there a
now it's
second ago.
gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
That's very true. Yeah, it was just another little tapestry. Alright, let's go down the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
This music is really pretty. I mean, like, all the music for this game has been great so far, but this music is actually, like, really, really pretty. Like, I would use this in, like, a D&D campaign, like, as background music.
A soft voice carries up the stairs.
One of my friends also, in one of the games that I run, I was trying to put on music for combat for them the other night during our session, and I was, like, going through the playlist that I had, and one of my friends pointed out that, like, immediately I was like, oh, if you guys have any, like, combat music that you want to listen to, like, send it to me and I'll add it to my playlist. And one of our players sent me, it was like a 10-hour loop of Megalovania for Undertale, and it was like, alright, actually, this kind of fucking slaps. This is
Hello?
great.
Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I think we're in love.
I think you need to get it together, buddy.
Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think? We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning.
Mhm.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember.
That's
her
kind of why I think
charms
that
are
this is going to
all
be
part of
like
the manipulation.
a Romeo and Juliet thing.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
You know she can't hear you, right?
She may not be able to hear my words,
Hmm.
but surely she can hear my spirit.
Sure.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Okay.
Do you hear that? She said we're dashing.
If I didn't know, I might honestly look up after this, because I don't think it would be Matt Berry, but since it's Jonathan Sims doing all of the other voice work, and I mean, it does sound like Jonathan Sims, but his affectation is very, very much Laszlo,
And she called us
and
a
it's
hero.
very funny.
Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
Yeah, maybe it's something you could learn, because you've been a condescending jerkbag this entire time. You're so mean to me.
That's right, villain. And you
Oh,
killed
wait,
us.
hang on. So, I can't remember exactly what it was, but every time we start chapter 2, of like whatever cycle it is, the narrator's like, no, we haven't been here before. Anytime you try to call out, like, I have deja vu, we've already done this before. And then he said something that, like, indicated that, like, no, he knows that this has all happened before and is, like, in a cycle of happening again. So, he caught on to the fact, she said, it's you, I was worried you wouldn't come back. And then he caught on to that and said, waiting for you to come back, you've been here before, haven't you? So, I'm just gonna save, just real quick. Okay.
Well, she. killed us.
Yeah, but he kind of made her.
Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
I was really hoping he'd be the first. What does that mean?
We damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
Well, maybe you're kind of horrible, and maybe you're being the real poo-poo pants in this situation.
Horrible for you, maybe. But we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is.
I can't take this voice
Now,
seriously.
hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
You killed me the last time and it hurt a lot. Why did you do that? I mean, that's... Do I have to cut you out again? I didn't really care for it last time. What happened after I died? I have to ask, did you end the world after you killed me back there? I'm so sorry about what happened last time. The narrator sent me here to kill you. Took over... Oh my god. Took over my body. It was extremely unfair. Rescue the princess or slay the princess? I have to ask, did you end the world after you killed me
I don't
back there?
know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Oh, I don't like that.
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips.
Are you listening to her?
I don't
That's
like
a
that.
confession.
No, she said that she didn't. No, I don't want the world to end. I have no feelings one way or the other about the world ending. Honestly, the world sucks. People are a plague, and I hope you brought a slow and painful ruin to them all. No, I don't want the world to end.
Then I didn't end the world.
Okay.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is innocence itself.
Not so sure.
No, she's fine. She said she didn't do it. Do I have to cut you? I'm gonna ask, do I have to cut her out again? Because that
I'm
sucks.
okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
No, ma'am.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains.
And now I do want to point out, in all of the other previous iterations, we've seen the chain actually, like, connected to the wrist thing, and it's been, like, down in front of her, so you could see that she was actually chained. You can't see that here, so I'm kind of wondering if she just, like, has it around her wrist and she's, like, hiding it. So she's not actually chained up, but it kind of looks like she is.
Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles?
Thank you.
She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel.
No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behaviour and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So
No.
go ahead and slay her.
Shut up. You killed me last time and it hurt a lot. Why did you do that? What happened after I died? I'm gonna say the narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body, because that is the truth.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That is the second time you've done this, sir.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
Oh, well, thank you.
She
I
took
appreciate
that
it.
in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the vibe with this princess is she's just kind of like being the most agreeable, like, dainty little lady version of herself that she can
She's
be.
perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Air quotes.
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do?
Mm.
She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
Oh, shut up.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
Great! Wonderful! You're so bubbly about it. I love it. Let's rescue you.
I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess,
You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her?
Yes.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
You wouldn't.
I think he would, honestly.
I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
So, it's also kind of explained in one of the previous cycles that a lot of the things that happen within these kind of like little contained realities are based on like what you perceive and believe to be possible. So like that came into play a couple of different times, like during the playthrough where like we killed the princess. There was a moment where like after you stab her, she like is laying there and he makes a comment about like she thinks she's still alive, like that's ridiculous. And then there's two options that you could have chose that said like, yeah, this was too easy, and then another one was like, she didn't go down this easy last time, like this has to be a trick, like something's wrong. And then the third one was, no, she's definitely dead. And so we picked the one that was like, okay, so she's definitely dead, and then she died. So it kind of brings up like a lot of the choices that you have to make, like it can influence. I mean, obviously choices that you make influence what happens, but it's not just that like they influence like the future course of events. It like alters what's happening right now. Like it's kind of like you're manifesting and like creating your own reality, like right there in the moment in real time.
I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
She has such perfect dainty hands, like a tiny doll's hands.
I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
Unless we have a feather out of place.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh my god, you're like so welcome.
The princess jumps up and
Aww.
smothers you in a joyful embrace.
I got a hug.
Are you sure you want to do this? Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone out there is saved.
No.
Is that a threat? You know what we'll do if you try it.
You're going to regret this.
Well, you're gonna regret this.
What do we do now?
I don't know. You wanna like go get some Thai food? That sounds good. What do you want to do? We leave and then we have our whole lives to figure out what we want to do next. I'm gonna ask what she wants
Let
to
me
do.
guess. End the world?
Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone
She
who
is
has
gonna
never
say in the
felt
world,
love
though.
in his heart.
I feel it.
I don't actually know.
Oh, that's kind of
Nobody's
what I
ever
was
asked me what I
thinking.
wanted before.
It's like she's been held a prisoner for her entire life in like all these different realities. Like no one's ever asked her what she wanted to do.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world?
That is what she wants, though.
So gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
No.
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection,
Oh dear.
and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Oh dear. I don't know. What do you want to do? I want you to tell me what you want. There must be something you want. I just want to leave. We can figure out the rest later. If you want to leave, then let's leave. Something isn't right here. I'm sorry. Slay the princess. I don't want to kill... I mean, I know I probably should kill her, but I don't want to. There must be something you
I
want.
just want to make you happy.
No, no. It's... Oh, that music
She
changed.
can't just want to make us happy.
It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
Oh, that music is creepy! So bad. But what would make you happy? You have to want something more than just making me happy, but you need your own thing. You just met me. You can't base your entire unhappiness or entire happy. I want you to make me unhappy. Oh, this music is so creepy. Ooh, I love it.
Okay, if that's what makes you happy.
Oh my god, ma'am.
Is she broken? What's going on?
Oh god, her eyes just keep getting bigger.
What's going on is she's lying to you. Only
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna say I want you to make me unhappy.
Okay, if that's what makes you happy, I can make you
Oh, that drawing is not good. That drawing is very bad.
this isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right.
That drawing is very, very
What's
bad.
the problem here? She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big deal.
I'm gonna act like it's a big deal. If you want to leave, then let's just leave. This isn't right. Let's
That
just get out of
sounds
here.
perfect.
Oh god.
Oh, phew. She's back to normal.
Is
Normal?
it?
What are you talking about? Our angel has always been like this. Absolutely flawless.
As the princess takes your hand in hers,
Oh no.
you let your blade tumble uselessly to the floor, and with it tumbles the last hope for the entire world.
Oh shush.
We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending.
I like to think that you do, actually.
Eh.
Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with.
Oh, cheer up, buddy.
You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs?
I'm sure something awful.
Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
That's a familiar move.
Oh,
Did I
what
do
a
that last
dick.
time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no, did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love.
Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her.
Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known.
Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
He's having a good time. Just let him enjoy himself.
I'm
It's
just along for
fine.
the ride at this point.
Yeah, there you go. Do you think you can open it? I think we can open it together if we try
Okay.
together.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech.
And through the power of positive thinking,
And the lock clicks.
yeah.
The door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
No.
I told you our love was insurmountable.
You and the princess make your way upstairs. Her freedom and the world's ruin are just a few moments away. If you don't mind, I'm going to fix myself a drink before you ruin everything. If I'm about to see the end of the world, I'd rather not see it sober.
You've seen it like 4 times at this point. You've always been sober. And also, if you're making something, I would like a gin and tonic. Thank you.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin,
He's such a sassy, sassy man.
and then you step outside.
Okay, we got an achievement. Romantic haze. Your love will set you free.
Our happy ending at last.
Oh, well, that buildup of noise in the background suggests maybe a little bit otherwise.
We did it. What should we do now?
We did it! I love that read on that line. It's so funny. Tight. Okay.
Where did everything go?
I mean, don't worry about
Where
it.
did he go?
Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's cold.
Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
But I'm using those. Oh, there we go. She got hugged into the ether. Super hugged. But you don't get the chance to make that jacket, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you. It's gonna be okay. Just trust me, we've been here before and you always get scared. Alright.
It feels so bad.
I know it does, but we're gonna be okay.
I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while?
Nope.
That can't hurt, right?
Nope, we're going. It's not the end for you. It's the end for you, but not the end for me. I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you.
Of course you should trust me.
She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
Well, she will, but I don't know if you're gonna like the form that she's gonna take. Alright, approach the mirror. Let's go. Gaze. Now, I want to see what we look like. Because this is one of the other things, too. Is, like, every time that a cycle concludes, before we go into, like, that in-between space, we see what we look like. And our appearance has been changed based on some decision that we've made. I've unraveled. That's wonderful. Oh, that is so spooky looking. I love it. You find yourself at the long quiet once again. Let's go. Hey, there she is. Look at her. Approach her.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
No idea. Is that a rhetorical question? Do you know? Do you want to tell me? There's trees and stars and there are people, I think. At least there are supposed to be people. Do you think that anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real? Do you have thoughts on this vessel? Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken? When you send me back... Oh, that's interesting. When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one? How many more vessels do I need to bring you? Okay, I'm gonna ask, or I'm gonna go down one of the actual paths.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
I'm gonna ask about the voices.
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
I don't know. He does. I don't know why, but I know this for a fact. He does. I don't know what I'm going to do when I find him. He does, and when I find him, you and I are finally going to have answers. He does, and when I find him, I'm going to kill him. He does, but you're going to keep that to yourself. So apparently he does live in the spaces beyond.
I am on the cusp of my awakening. Perhaps you are on the cusp of yours.
Oh, so maybe if we do one more cycle. How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
One.
Okay.
Whatever you bring me next will be enough. And then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular. A final multitude.
So far, all of the vessels that we've had with her is the fractured version that we see in the first cycle of the game. We had that. We had the vengeful kind of goddess form that she took on. We had the spectral form, and now we have the princess. So now we need to do her fifth form and just figure out what that's going to be. Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart.
Oh, I don't like the way that you said that. It was very creepy. I don't like that.
Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
I mean, you say that about all of them, though. Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
You make an excellent point. I'm sorry for asking such a dumb question. If this is the last stage before your completion, then I'm not going back. I'm just going to stay here. I'm ready to go back, attack the entity, or destroy your body. If this is the last time, is there anything you would like for me to bring you? I'm gonna ask that.
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn.
Alright, fair enough. Do you think that anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something, but nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
Okay. Alright. So, I did want to say, I kind of wanted today to be, like, I wanted to see how much longer I had left of this game, because I didn't want today to be, like, the last stream that I did of it, because I'm really enjoying it, and I kind of want to, I know I'm going to play through this game at least probably one more time for stream, just to kind of see, like, a little bit of the different, like, things that you can end up with, but because I have things to do tonight. I'm going to an emo night. I'm gonna dance and listen to Fall Out Boy, which is different than what I do normally, because I don't normally dance when I listen to Fall Out Boy, because I'm in my car. I still kind of dance a little bit, though. But, so we're gonna finish up this conversation with her, and then that's probably gonna end it for today's stream. I know it was a little bit shorter for today's session. I know that it was a little bit shorter, but I just kind of wanted to get back into this game a little bit, because I didn't want to go, like, an entire almost week without playing it. So I'm gonna say that I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
Ooh, we're gonna get some questions answered. I'm gonna save. Oh, I see. Okay. Just gonna triple check just to make sure. Okay. Yes, that's right. Okay. Return. Okay. So.
I will be here, waiting for you.
All right. Everything goes dark and you die. Great! Wonderful! Incredible. Actually, I'm gonna save it here so we can skip that screen the next time. So, okay. Fun. So a nice quick little session for today, a little shorter episode. And then I believe, let me check my schedule. I think I have my next stream for this set for Wednesday. I don't have a... No, I lied. It's Friday, because I'm streaming Lethal Company on Tuesday, and then I had some dinner plans with a friend on Wednesday. That's correct. Okay, so we will pick back up and conclude this first complete playthrough of the game on Friday. I'm so excited. I don't know what's happening, and I want to know what's happening. I'm very excited. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you are watching this after the fact over on YouTube and you want to come participate in the live chat, you can come check me out over on Twitch at twitch.tv/no, I'm sorry, there's no ad in that. I get it confused with the YouTube thing. Twitch.tv/thecaked-crusader. It's spelled the exact same way as my YouTube channel. And if you're watching on Twitch and you want to like go back and watch some of my past streams, the only things I have up on there right now are my first episode of Slay the Princess and my first 2 episodes of Homebody, which I'm going to pick back up after we finish up with Slay the Princess. I have decided, because I want to know what happens in that game, and it's very fun. But you can go back and watch those over on YouTube. Be sure to follow, subscribe, whatever, if you can. If you know of somebody who would enjoy my content or the games that I play, please recommend me to them. And I believe that's it. I will see you on Tuesday night for some Lethal Company right here over on Twitch. Those are not going to get over onto YouTube just because they are kind of like little standalone things. But pop in, say hi. I'm sure I will die a myriad of times, as you've seen me do before. But the most important part is that we're going to have a good time with friends, and it's going to be great. So until then, everybody have a great evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are. Be kind and excellent to yourself. Be kind and excellent to each others, and I will see you the next time. Goodbye.